Welcome back to High Stakes. Elevate your game by subscribing to our channel so you never miss our daily content. For exclusive access to our premium betting picks, join our Patreon. Find the link in the comments section below. Stay ahead with High Stakes. Toronto Blue Jays versus Chicago Cubs. First, the Cubs have a significant advantage in the pitching department with Justin Steele on the mound. Steele's performance this season has been one of the more consistent bright spots for Chicago. With a 3.16 ERA and 112 strikeouts, he's shown the ability to neutralize even the most dangerous hitters. Against a Toronto lineup that has struggled to find its rhythm, Steele's presence gives the Cubs a decisive edge. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Dalton Varsho are formidable names on paper, but Steele has the stuff to keep them in check, especially given his success against quality hitters this season. Given Toronto's inconsistency at the plate and the Cubs' top 10 pitching in key categories like ERA and home runs allowed, it's hard to envision the Blue Jays mustering enough offense to overcome Steele and the Cubs' bullpen. Moreover, the Cubs are still in the thick of the wild card race, and every game counts, even they are 5.5 games back and under .500. Take Chicago Cubs to win. Taking the under 8.5 in this matchup between the Chicago Cubs and Toronto Blue Jays is a strong play, especially when considering the trends and the pitching matchup. The Cubs have an over-under record of 53-65-4 this season, with a more pronounced 27-32-1 record at home. Speaking of pitching, Justin Steele is set to take the mound for the Cubs, and he's been a bright spot in their rotation. With a 3.16 ERA and 112 strikeouts this season, Steele has consistently kept opposing offenses in check. He's particularly adept at limiting damage, which is crucial when facing hitters like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Dalton Varsho. Steele's ability to navigate tough lineups with his mix of pitches makes it difficult for even elite hitters to string together big innings. Offensively, both the Cubs and Blue Jays have struggled to produce consistently this season. Toronto's once-feared lineup has been underwhelming, often failing to capitalize on opportunities, while the Cubs have similarly seen their bats go cold in key moments. With both teams sitting in the bottom tier of offensive production, it's unlikely that this game turns into a high-scoring affair. Take under 8.5 runs. Miami Marlins versus New York Mets. The Mets at a -188 money line do not entice me at all, as the profits would be minimal if we took that line. I don't exactly trust them to win by more than one run if they do win, so I'm taking the value bet with the Marlins. The Marlins have taken at least one game of every series they have had for a while now, and that includes splitting the last two games with the Phillies. Severino has struggled as of late, and it would be very Mets behavior to drop 2 of 3 to Oakland and lose to Miami as well. Betting on Miami in the last 10 games has actually been profitable compared to the Mets, in which you would be down 3 units. Both teams are 4-6 in their last 10, so this could almost be a toss-up. I'm not putting my house on it, but if you have a few bucks to spare, why not throw it on the Marlins for a potential upset? Take Miami Marlins moneyline. Both starters have struggled as of late, and both teams have hit the over in the majority of their games played this year. Additionally, both sides have averaged a total of more than 8.5 runs per game between themselves and their opponents. The Mets and Marlins rank 23rd and 25th respectively in bullpen ERA as well, placing them in the bottom third of all MLB teams. New York has hit the over in their last 4 overall, and Miami has hit the over in their last 3 of 4. Miami has at least been making most of their games competitive, while the Mets are in a furious race for the playoff spot. Take over 8.5 runs. Arizona Diamondbacks versus Tampa Bay Rays. The Diamondbacks have been one of the hottest teams in the MLB. The offense has been clicking. The Diamondbacks have been excellent on offense this season. They rank in the top 5 in the league in runs, hits, RBIs, walks, strikeouts, batting average, OBP, SLG, and OPS. The Diamondbacks are in the top 10 in the league in home runs. Tampa Bay has been poor on offense this season. The Rays rank in the bottom 10 in the league in runs, hits, home runs, RBIs, strikeouts, batting average, SLG, and OPS. Arizona will hit springs and score a bunch of runs. The Diamondbacks will win this contest. Take Arizona on the money line. Zach Gallen has not been as sharp this season as in previous seasons. Jeffrey Springs faces one of the hottest offenses in the league. They rank in the top 5 in the league in runs, hits, RBIs, walks, strikeouts, batting average, OBP, SLG, and OPS. The Diamondbacks are in the top 10 in the league in home runs. Both starting pitchers will struggle in this contest. This will be a higher scoring game and the over will hit. Take the over, 7.5 runs. Washington Nationals versus Philadelphia Phillies. Sanchez has thrown his strongest both at home and under the lights this season. Meanwhile, the Philadelphia bats are hitting well above their season average in August, and they have continued to hit home runs and extra base hits at one of the highest rates in the league. Gore has been vulnerable in terms of allowing home runs and is high OBA in August, which will only be a tailwind for the Phillies bats. Take Philadelphia minus 1.5 runs. While Sanchez has thrown well this season, he has been vulnerable at times this month, and he closed July with a losing record. Washington has struggled in terms of extending hits, but their ability to stand firm at the plate will allow for them to take advantage of any errant throws. With the Phillies' ability to launch the long ball and by sitting 6th in hits per game, look for their offense to keep humming here as well. Take over 8.5 runs. Kansas City Royals versus Cincinnati Reds. Nick Lodolo will toe the rubber in the second game of this series. Through 108.1 innings, Lodolo has a 3.99 ERA and a 111.32 BB, but Lodolo is 1-1 with a 5.87 ERA in 7 starts since returning from a blister last month. The Reds completed a 3-game sweep of the St. Louis Cardinals in their last series. TJ Friedl and Jonathan India each homered twice. The Reds are 1 game below the .500 mark. Kansas City finally earned a win over the Twins, avoiding a sweep with a 4-1 triumph Wednesday afternoon. This is a difficult game to gauge with both pitchers delivering inconsistent performances lately, but I like the Reds at home to knock around Michael Wacha. Take the Reds moneyline. Michael Wacha will take the mound in the second game of this series against the Reds. It was a throwback performance for him last weekend. He earned the win over St. Louis, allowing 2 runs on 5 hits and 2 walks while striking out 6 batters over 7 innings against his former team. He has been sharp lately, but this is a tough start on the road against a Reds team familiar with the right-hander. This looks like a classic 6-4 or 7-5 game with the Reds coming out on top. Take the over. Minnesota Twins versus Texas Rangers. When diving into the home/road splits for these starting pitchers, there is a bit of a difference. David Festa is 2-1 with a 4.20 ERA and a 1.07 WHIP in 15.0 innings, 3 starts, while Nathan Eovaldi is 6-2 with a 3.09 ERA and a .193 batting average against in 75.2 innings, 13 starts, at home. There is a sizable difference between hitting into double plays that showcase inning-killing situations. The Twins are 9th with 90 double plays hit into, while the Rangers are tied for 19th with 76 double plays hit into so far. Go with the Texas Rangers to secure a home win in this game here. Take Texas Rangers to win. These offenses over the course of the previous week have been scoring, as the Twins are averaging 4.71 runs in their last 7 games, while the Rangers are scoring 4.75 runs in their previous 8 games played. The bullpens are going to also give up runs throughout the game, as Minnesota is 12th with a 3.87 bullpen ERA, while Texas is down at 27th with a 4.50 reliever ERA so far. All in all, go with over 8 runs in this game as the better option.